Happy birthday, Leo. Thank you so much for tuning in to your August reading with me, Lorien. It's an absolute pleasure to be able to bring you these readings every month and every week when I can manage it. But I really do, for all of those of you with your sun in Leo and who's born in August, I wish you the very best of birthdays, and a belated birthday to those of you who are in July. But thank you so much for tuning in to see what your birthday month holds. This is a reading, a general reading for Leo sun, moon and rising sign, so you can check out every single aspect of your astrological chart with the other videos, and if your Venus is in a particular different sign, I would check out that as well. If you want a private reading from me, I do have some birthday readings specials available for you on the website. Just go to the special offers tab for a Leo reading. Or if you want to have a look at my Etsy shop, there are different readings on there as well. If you'd like to support me on Patreon, I'll leave that information all in the comment box below. And yeah, thank you so much for joining me. Let's see what kind of information comes through for you in the month of August. I'm really hoping there's something good coming through. One of my bestest friends is a Leo, so her birthday's in August, so hopefully this is going to be a good one. Let's see. They're saying trials and tribulations to me, so I think maybe you've had a little bit of up and down lately. Let's hope this is actually going to soothe through. Oh, and I'm using my new deck, brand new deck. It's the Everyday Witch Tarot by Deborah Blake, with art by Elizabeth Alba. And this is basically a very witchy deck, so it really does suit me down to the ground. Okay, so let's have a look and see. Right, Page of Cups, the Hierophant, the Emperor. Wow. Oops, and this one's... And you got the Ace of Cups. Now, who's on the bottom? The Nine of Swords. Okay, well, that makes sense to me. Okay, so let me just see. Is it better with or without this light? Probably better with. Okay, I'll keep that on. I've got a new lamp for my working space, so I'm just kind of trying to figure out the lighting for you. So you do have the Page of Cups, the Hierophant, the Emperor, and the Ace of Cups. So you have two major arcanas in the middle here, which is a good sign. And I'm just going to see what kind of information I get from these cards for you. Okay. There's something they're saying about a global fascination, or something that's coming through, kind of calling you in. You need to, okay, this is the one that's really, really drawing me in most of all. You need to be practicing mindfulness. You need to be calming yourself down. I think maybe in the previous few months, even the last year, it hasn't been the best. Not necessarily the worst either, but it just feels like there's been scattered energies coming around for you, and this basically tells you to try and rein that in and to sort of make your peace within that, and make sure that you kind of feel as though your understanding of everything is quite unique to you. It's almost like you center yourself, you regain yourself, your structure, you feel as though you're being more in tune with what you're supposed to be doing. Now, I know a lot of Leos. My two grandparents, my grandmother and my great grandmother were Leos. As I say, my best friend is Leo, and it just feels like there's a lot of antsy energy with you sometimes. If you're not doing something that you can see results from, sometimes you can get a little bit annoyed and lose your path a little bit. And I think money can also be a problem for some Leos with different placements or particular placements, in that it runs like water. It just kind of goes in your hand and out straight away again. But I do think that you're going to have to build some structure. You're going to have to build some sort of steady base, because this is what the Emperor's here for. This could be a mentor. This could be an older gentleman that's coming in to tie you up, and not tie you up, that sounds a bit kinky, to kind of tie down maybe the finer elements of things. It's all like it's written in the stars. There's a pattern here that you need to kind of focus on. And he's got a cat there and a dog there. I think that's one of the only dogs in the entire deck. But it's basically just saying that there is a union here. There's kind of a stasis that you have to meet, and you can't be running around like a headless chicken, basically trying to figure out the odds and ends. But I do think that from this structure and from this kind of mindfulness, you're going to be a really beneficial to yourself, because the Ace of Cups comes through here, and this is basically telling you that you have everything that you need at the end of this month. Now I see that there's two doves here, so I believe this is going to be some sort of peace for you. And then you have this kind of elixir dropping down at the bottom, breathing new life into your own life. Your emotions are bubbling away. You seem like you've got the potion brewed and you're ready to drink it and you're ready to go forwards. So this is basically saying that despite everything else that's kind of come before, very briefly, you do have the ability almost to see it to the end of this month, to see it to the end of August, to see what kind of structure you can build that will give you that new beginning. Now, I think that the structure will be unique. I think Leos are a little bit like Picasso. No drawing is ever the same, so no structure for you will ever be the same. But with this one, the Page of Cups, I think that you will start August with regards to this and this, you start August with a very much creative vision. Maybe you're trying to get your emotions out and you're trying to express them in unique ways, trying to get business in something like a new way, trying to get interest in something in particular as well. That could also be coming through for you. Just experimentation, trying to get some life back into you, or seeing what else you can do, what else you can achieve. And sometimes, that can, like I say, lead to scattered energies. It could be that you're kind of trying to do too much and you're not focusing on one particular path. This requires determination. This requires something like your bullheadedness, a little bit of Taurian energy. You need that Taurus energy to kind of focus on it and go, right, this is my plan. This is what I need to do. I think that if you had somebody around you who's a fixed sign, so like there's a Taurus, there's a Scorpio, and I can't remember the other one. But I do believe if you had a fixed potential person in your life, they would really, really benefit you in order to say, look, you need to do this, 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 and this, and this. Somebody who's very level-headed and practical, who can give you like a business plan, or who can give you kind of like, if you're having this trouble with your partner, you need to do this, or if you want to do something else, or this family, you need to do this. So it's basically finding your own way of discipline. It could be that you meditate. It could be that you decide to kind of go within yourself and rest your mind. We have on average 60,000 thoughts a day. And I think even more than that sometimes. And not all of them are going to be positive, unfortunately. So I think that if you meditate, you should be able to kind of tune that out and just make sure that everything's kind of walking to one side and that you can just kind of breathe easy. And then we have the Emperor, who also says that, once you've meditated, maybe you'll actually see through the mist and be able to buckle down. And again, this could be the Taurus that's coming through, but I do see this as possible higher education too. So you could decide to learn something, do a course, see if there's something else you can add to your bow, like astrology charts or something else that seems to be coming through. It could be like that. But you're heading for a new beginning anyway. You're heading for an emotional renewal. The only thing that worries me is the Nine of Swords, which is all about kind of the anxiety. You're focused on maybe the failed attempts at structure, because you can see all of the books around her. Maybe you can, I don't know, all the little books around her, and she's very kind of depleted energy wise, and she's crying, and she's just, the little cat's trying to help her and comfort her, but the bird is watching the sunrise. She's not watching the sunrise. She's too focused on the crap that's kind of built up around her and the disorganization. She needs to look out the window, and I think maybe you need to look out the window saying, look, there's a new dawn rising. This is your solar return. You're in a new year. You're in something that needs to kind of kick off now. So don't worry too much about spilt milk, and don't worry about your own failures of the past. Maybe it wasn't the right thing. Maybe what you needed to do is just do a little bit of this in August, and then feel free to whatever's going to come forwards. Okay, so just going to shuffle the runes. Now I do this with my eyes closed. So apologies if I'm a bit fumbly. What does Leo need to know for the month of August? Oh, whoop. Hey, okay, so we've got Haggadas, sorry, which is basically trials and tests, and I think you've had a lot of those. You've had a lot of ups and downs. You've had quite a significant amount almost of being kind of bracing for change and bracing for certain elements that maybe were beyond your control. It's kind of like the wrath of nature. It comes in and you can't really kind of control storms. You can't control everything like that. And they're saying get another one, even though I've just put them down. So I'm just going to get another one for you. Okay, I've got two. All right, you're being greedy. Okay, so you've got this in reverse. So this is Lagoose, and this is basically bit of confusion, I would say, because upright, this is about life energy and imagination. So yeah, this is confusion, and I think this has come before, but what comes here is growth and liberation from that. And this is something that seems to be like, you know, if this was in reverse, it'd be loss of control, but you regain control, you regain that ability. So even though you've had some trials that may have caused you some confusion, you'll regain that control and you will have that growth that you need. You will rebirth yourself. You will have that fertility of creation and understanding and all this kind of stuff that's coming through to benefit you. And I am getting that even though you have paid your dues very much so in the past, and you keep seeming to repeat the same pattern, this month is a month you can break all of that free and actually make a commitment to do something different. You can actually just go on your own. You can change something about your working environment. You can add something to your working environment to get more money. You could start writing, you could start painting, just something that you feel content with, because there's something within you, Leo, that's actually not being able to come through. And I think that's the issue. What you are desiring at the moment isn't actually being able to come through because there's a blockage there. But if you are able to do these steps, I think in August you're going to have a whirlwind of a time. I think that you're going to have a new dawn. I think you're going to have new structure, new life, new money, and more mindfulness and more health and maybe creativity from actually being able to do that. So that just seems so much more like a release from where I am at this point in time. It seems so much better for you. It really does. But I wish you all the very best, Leo. And again, happy birthday for those of you who celebrate this month. If you'd like to leave a comment below and leave me, information as to how things are going for you and, what's happening, I'd love that. I always love hearing from you. If you want a personal reading, click on the link below. It'll take you all the information there on my website and or Etsy as well. I have them on there where you can choose how many minutes of Skype you want and all that kind of stuff. And also, if you'd like to support me month by month, you can join me on Patreon, which I'll be very, very grateful for. And all the information is left down below. But I really do wish you the absolute very best of luck. Again, let me know how things go, and I'll speak to you again soon, Leo.